Hello again everyone, and welcome back to Learn Linux TV, and also welcome back to my Linux Crash Course series, which at this point has a ginormous number of episodes. But thankfully, you can watch these videos in any order because each of them are designed to be standalone. That way, whenever you're curious about a Linux-related command or topic, there's probably a video for that. Anyway, in today's video, we're going to take a look at the yes command, a command that literally always agrees with you. And the thing is, of all the commands that I've gone over in this series so far, the yes command is probably not going to be one that you'll use all that often, but it can come in handy sometimes, especially when you want to automatically confirm a prompt. And that's the primary use case for this. If you have a yes or no prompt and you want to automate that, and maybe the command doesn't have a built-in yes option, then you could use the yes command to automatically confirm a prompt. And that can really come in handy whenever you're writing scripts or just doing some automation. So I'm ready to teach you the yes command, so if you're ready to learn it, let's dive in. As always, we'll begin by taking a look at how to install the command that's being featured in this video. However, the yes command is more than likely something you'll already have access to. And to find out, we could type command-v, and then yes, just like that. So I'll press enter, and as you can see right here, I do have the yes command available. However, if for some reason you don't see any output, that means that the yes command is not available on your installation. And this is rare because most distributions include this by default. But if yours doesn't, all you should have to do is install the core utils package. This package includes a number of basic utilities, the yes command being one of them. Again, it's going to be a rare occurrence for the yes command to not be available, but I'm sure someone within my audience is using a distribution that's built differently. For those of you that are running Debian or a Debian-based distribution, all you should have to do is run sudo apt install core utils just like that. Now if you're running a different distribution, such as Fedora for example, then you might have to change the package manager to something like DNF. The core utils package should be the same on most distributions, so all you should have to do is install that package if the yes command is not available. I'm not going to install it on my end because, well, I already have it on my system. If you had to install the package, then you could check it again, just like we did before, and you should see output similar to this. Now that we've covered how to install the yes command, let's take a look at how to use it. And the first examples that I'm going to give you aren't going to be all that exciting, but we'll get to more useful examples later. For now, let's make sure we understand the yes command in its most basic form. So what I'll do is type yes, and I'll press enter. As you can see, it's simply printing Y over and over. That's not very useful, I know, but when it comes to using the yes command with no options, well, that's what it does. Anyway, to break out of the endless stream of Ys, I'll hold Control and press C, and that'll return me back to the prompt. Now let's look at another basic use case of the yes command. Previously, we ran it with no options or arguments, and that just printed Y over and over again. But another thing you could do is give it a string to have it repeat something else entirely. In this case, I'm going to have it repeat hello world, just like this. As you can see, it's pretty much the same thing as the previous example. The only difference this time is that it's printing something else. But basically, the takeaway here is that by default, it's going to print Y over and over again, and you also have the ability to supply a string if you want it to print something else. Earlier, I mentioned that the yes command can be used to answer yes to a prompt, which is useful for automation. So let's see an example of that. And for this example, let's say we want to install a package on our system. I'm going to use the Vim Nox package as my example. It's a package that's available for Debian and Ubuntu. But it doesn't matter what package you install on your end, I just randomly chose it for this example. But if I wanted to install it, I might type something like this. In this case, it's going to install a number of dependencies, and it's asking me to confirm whether or not I want to proceed with the operation. I'm going to answer no for now because I want to see how the yes command can help with this. Reason being, we can automate answering yes to any confirmation prompt with the yes command, and before I show you that, I just want to point out that if a package doesn't have any dependencies to install, then depending on your package manager, it'll probably confirm it automatically. At least in Debian, when you go to install something that needs to pull in dependencies, it's going to ask you first. But if we combine the apt install command with the yes command, it's going to automatically confirm it. To see what that looks like, I'll type yes, and then I'm going to pipe it into the install command. Now remember, previously it asked me to confirm this, but when I press enter, watch what happens. As you can see, the package and its dependencies were automatically confirmed and the process carried out automatically. Of course, if all you wanted to do was automatically answer yes to a confirmation dialog when you go to install a package, then most package managers have a built-in option to handle that for you and skip confirmation. So you don't really need the yes command for package operations. I just decided to use it as an example. In the case of apt, you could use -y to automatically confirm. Regardless, even though the apt package manager has a built-in option to auto-confirm, I wanted to show you an example of what happens when you use the yes command with another command. Eventually, you'll run into a command that might not have a built-in confirm option, in which case the yes command can be used instead. Now, let's see another example. I'm going to use the vim nox package again for this one, but first I'll need to reset the example since it's already installed, so what I'll do is remove it. And to have a little bit of fun, I'll use the yes command for this as well. But again, what I want to do is remove the vim package that I installed previously, and to do that, I'll type sudo, and then apt remove, then --auto -remove, and then the name of the package. And since I'm using the yes command for this one, it's going to automatically confirm that I want to remove it. So I'll press enter and watch what happens. And now that I've removed the package, we can move on to the next example. And what we're going to do now is see how we could use the yes command to answer no, believe it or not. So I'll type yes, and then N for no, and then I'll try to install the vim nox package again. And watch what happens. As you can see, it immediately aborted the process. So even though the yes command is primarily designed to answer yes to prompts, you could also answer no as well. In that case, we're using n as an argument to the yes command. To understand this example a bit better, let's see what happens when we provide n as an argument to the yes command by itself. So I'll type yes and then the letter n. When I press enter, you can see that it's going to print n over and over and over again. So the yes command is going to print whatever string you give it over and over again, and if you don't give it a string, it'll print y repeatedly. In this case, since it's repeating n over and over again, as soon as that prompt comes up, then n is going to be applied to the prompt and it'll abort the process. Sorry to interrupt my own video, but I wanted to let you guys know about something really cool that I created recently. I put together the Ultimate Linux Commands Cheat Sheet, a downloadable PDF that covers all the essential Linux commands, as well as some great bash aliases, hardening tips, and other nuggets that I've picked up over the years. For just a $3 donation, it's yours, and it makes a great reference for those of you that work with a terminal. And while you're there, check out my other products at the shop as well. There's all kinds of Linux-themed products there, for example, t-shirts like the Dark Side of the Terminal, there's a classic Debian swirl tee, and even a shirt to warn those around you that you're obsessed with Linux. Every purchase helps keep this channel going. There's a lot of cost involved with editing all the content for you guys, and it also helps justify the amount of caffeine that I go through while I edit these videos. As always, thank you guys so much for supporting Linux learning. I really appreciate it. Now, let's get back to the video. Anyway, going back to our current example, we're adding a single character to the yes command, in this case n, and normally it'll just print that over and over again. But when we pipe this command into another command, it'll cause us to automatically decline any confirmation prompts that we might receive since we provided n as an argument. And as a result, this command right here will result in no changes whatsoever. But before we continue though, I wanted to point out that if a package doesn't have any dependencies at all, then this behavior won't work as you expect. And what I'll do is set up an example that'll show you this problem. And to set it up, I'll type yes, and then I'll pipe that back into the install command. And as you know, this is going to automatically confirm the installation of this package when it gets to that point. So I'll press enter. As you can see, it's installing. And it's done. Now this time I'm going to remove the package again, but I'm going to do that differently than I did the last time I removed it. So what I'll do is type yes, Then I'll pipe that into sudo apt remove, and then the package name. In this case, I'm not using the auto remove option, which means the Vim Knox package is going to be removed, but its dependencies will remain on my system. So I'll press enter, and the package is now removed. Now you'll notice that at the top it's showing me a list of dependencies that were installed for Vim Knox, but it's only going to remove Vim Knox itself and not the dependencies. Now, to show you what I was talking about earlier, what we're going to do is type the yes command again, but this time we're going to automate the answer of no. And what I'll do is run sudo apt install and then Vim Knox. And you would think that this is going to cancel the entire process, but watch what happens. As you can see, even though we provided n as a response, the package was still installed. And the reason why this command installed the package anyway is because there wasn't a confirmation dialog. Since the dependencies for Vim Knox were already installed, apt only had to install one package to satisfy the command. And when apt installs a single package that doesn't need any dependencies, it'll just carry out the process without a confirmation. And without a confirmation, well, there's nothing for the yes command to answer, so it just goes along with the process. I just wanted to point this out in case someone tries this and it still installs a package. Basically, the yes command can answer a prompt, but if there's no prompt, then there's nothing for it to do. So far in this video, we used the apt command for every example, but let's see the yes command in action with another command. If I list the storage in my current working directory, you'll see that I have a text file among the directories in my home directory. Now, if I wanted to remove that file, as I'm sure you probably already know, I could use the rm command for that and remove it just like that. But now watch what happens when I use -i with the rm command. What that's going to do is cause a confirmation prompt to appear asking me if I really want to remove that file. I'll say no, and as you can see, the file is still there. As I'm sure you could predict, we could use the yes command to answer that particular prompt. So what I'll do is type yes, then I'll pipe that into the same command that we just used. And what that's going to do is remove that file without a confirmation. So basically the -i option is causing a confirmation with the rm command, but the yes command is just going to answer that for me. And as you can see, the prompt did appear, but it automatically confirmed that I wanted to remove that file. And the reason why I bring this up is because some of you out there might get a confirmation by default anytime you remove a file, and that just depends on how your distribution has set up your shell. In this case, I forced there to be a confirmation dialog, but that doesn't matter since the yes command took care of that for me. Anyway, let's continue with another example. In this case, I want to show you how you can actually limit the number of responses that you get from the yes command. As you saw earlier, if I type yes with no options or arguments, it's just going to print y over and over again. So how do we limit the number of times it prints y to our terminal? Well, the thing is, there is no option with the yes command to limit the number of times it repeats a particular string. However, by chaining commands together, you can impose a limitation. So what I'll do is type yes, and then I'll pipe it into the head command. The head command is something that I covered in another video, and what that does by default is show you the first 10 lines of a file. Now we're not reading a file right now, but we can use the head command anyway. Again, by default, it's going to show us 10 lines, but if we add -n and then give it another number, say 5, then what that's going to do is cause the yes command to repeat y just 5 times. So I'll press enter, and as you can see, that's exactly what happened. In that case, we pipe the yes command into the head command. Primarily, the head command is used to view the first 10 lines of any file. With the -n option being provided to the head command, we could set a different number of lines. In this case, we chose 5. And when you put it all together, it's going to cause the yes command to print only 5 times. As I mentioned, the yes command is not going to be one that you'll use all that often. However, it is a good idea to keep notes regarding common Linux commands. You never know when you might need them. In the case of the yes command, where it's really going to come in handy is if you have a command that doesn't have a -y option, for example, but you still want to automatically confirm a prompt. It's also really good in scripts too. If you need to automate something in a script, and that something doesn't have a built-in confirmation option, then that's a great use case for the yes command. But anyway, the goal of the Linux Crash Course series is to teach you as many commands as possible, so it was only a matter of time before I arrived at the yes command, and now you know it. And there you go! In today's video, we checked out the yes command, and I hope it helped you out. If it did, then be sure to let YouTube know by clicking the like button, and who knows, that might result in more Linux-related content here on YouTube, and that would be awesome. Anyway, I have all kinds of Linux-related videos coming to this channel very soon, so make sure you subscribe to Learn Linux TV for the latest in Linux, and I'll see you in the next video.